Today I have a new lithium iron phosphate battery from DR.PREPARE. Now this is a company that has been around for a few years. They established in 2018 and they do make some other different products too. Anyway, what's cool about this one is that it actually has a display monitor right on top. So you can actually see what your voltage and your amperage is going in and out. And I'll show you that here in just a moment. But this one has a capacity of 12.8 volts, 100 amp hours, 1280 watt hours. So that's how many watts you will be able to pass through an inverter. Charging voltage 14.6, max discharging current 100 amps. Max charging is 50 amps. So you want to keep your charging under 50 amps for this one. So you can connect up to 4 and a 48 volt max, or you can just set it up into a parallel. Now I did have a solar panel connected and it was charging there for half the day and then all our sun disappeared. So no more charging with that one. Now I have a very small 5 amp charger that I will place on here, and I'll show you the battery gauge or the little meter here. I'm also going to be connecting it to the trailer, so we'll be able to see what the converter and stuff does here shortly. I'll try to show you the screen up here. You'll be able to see the battery gauge. It shows that it's at 64% and charging right now. You'll see that the voltage is a 13.4 volt and the current right now is coming in at 6 amps on this one. Now today I'm upgrading my mother's trailer with this one. She has the older lead acid batteries that are not working too well lately. The trailer sat in storage for several months and they died, and lead acid, your batteries can't really die, or they get damaged and they just don't ever really come back. And hers just are not really keeping a charge anymore, so we are going to switch over to lithium. Now that is another good pro about lithium compared to the lead acid. The lead acid, you can only discharge for about 50% before you start having issues with it. So for two 100 amp lead acid batteries, you're going to get the same amount of power with one of these ones, because you can discharge all the way down with this. And hers, I was actually looking, and they're only 88 amp hours, so they're not even 100 each. So this one should power her trailer way better. Now the only thing that we haven't changed is the converter. I will do that at a later date. So I'm not exactly sure how well the converter is going to do with charging this one. It may only charge it up part of the way. Now we're going to go get these old ones out and then we'll put this one in. Holy cow! Another great thing about these lithiums is that they weigh a heck of a lot less. These weigh like 20 pounds. Wow, these can weigh up to 70 pounds or more depending on the size of the battery. So these weigh a lot. Right off the bat, switching to lithium, you're going to reduce your weight by half or more. Now you'll also want to make sure that you have the right boxes. So the ones that were in here were size 24 or group 24. And this one's a group 31, so we do got to swap over to a bigger box. This one is just a regular Camco box. Now let's go ahead and get this unhooked, and we're going to go ahead and hook it up to the trailer. And then I will get the trailer plugged in and we'll see how that converter does. And it is going to be a really simple swap. All right, let's see if it says anything on that voltage. So right now we see 13.4 volts and the trailer is currently at a negative 1.1 amp. So it is pulling 1.1 amps for whatever it's powering right now. And I'll get it on my phone here real quick so I can show it to you. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the trailer plugged into shore power or a generator so we can get a charge going on it. I want to see how well the converter will actually charge this. And it looks like we're getting about 8.5 amps. Of course, those amps are whatever's left over after everything else is running in there right now. I don't know everything that runs off of the 12 volt in her trailer. And the converter is the old one from 2017. It's not even made for lithium, so it's not going to be as efficient for charging it. So we do have to change out the converter. I think I'll put like a 50 amp in here. All right, so it's been a couple of days and I actually didn't get the video finished because I've been really busy. So I thought that I'd add a little bit to it just because I have been messing with it for the last couple of days while I'm doing stuff. So right now you will see that I have a 100 watt solar panel connected, which has a 10 amp MPPT charger. And so far this one is keeping it pretty well maintained. Now I'm not using much power at the moment. It's mostly at idle, but this does a great job keeping it topped up as long as you got some sun. Now, before I got the solar panel connected, the converter that was in here actually had no issues getting this charged up to 100%. The maximum that I saw it charging was at 8 amps, so it wasn't very fast. Now, I'm not sure if changing over the converter will make a whole lot of difference, but the goal is to update to a lithium compatible one here very shortly, and I'll try to do a video for that too when I do it. So it is really hard to see with the sun how bright it is out here. So we do have a constant draw anywhere between 0.5 and 1 amp, 13.7 volts. You can see right now we're at 100%. So this is keeping it maintained pretty well, at least while the sun is up. Now, other than that, what I can say is that it holds the charge for a heck of a lot longer. Going in overnight, it was at 89%. Now, like I mentioned, it does, even at idle, use a 0.5 to 1 amp of power. And we do have a refrigerator going. It is on propane, but it still uses power to do all the other stuff, like you get your panels and all that. Now, I would say lights are running a little bit better. There's less flickering. Stuff is staying powered longer. Now, those other batteries, they weren't really good anyway. They were lead acid, so they were already weaker compared to the lithium, but they were also getting a little bit older, and they've also been damaged by being discharged too many times, and they sat idle for like 6 months out of storage, dead. But I will say so far, I really like the battery. I love the monitor on it. It's making it so much easier to keep an eye on it and to see what the power is every day and the consumption of it, because you can see the amperage being used. But if you're thinking about making the swap, definitely do it. It makes a big difference. You reduce the weight, you got more capacity, and overall everything just works so much better. And even the solar panel will charge these so much faster than the lead acid ones. Anyway, hopefully this gives you a good idea what to expect with this battery. I love it. I really like the battery monitor. It makes it so much easier. I wish they all had one of those. I know you can get one separate, but that's another cost, and not everybody wants to install one of those either. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.